Ashley Kuhlmann, and this is my audience. So about a month ago in April, a movie came out called A Woman in Gold, starring Helen Mirren. Helen Mirren played the character of Maria Altman, who was a Jewish Austrian woman who was suing the Austrian government to get a painting back of her Aunt Adele Bloch-Bauer, the paintings were taken by the Nazis during World War II. The painting was painted by Gustav Klimt, who also painted a very famous painting called Der Kuss. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about who Gustav Klimt was and what Der Kuss is about. Gustav Klimt was born in Baumgarten, Austria in 1862. According to the Gustav Klimt organization, his family was very artistic as well. His dad was a gold engraver and his mom was a musical performer. And at the age of 14 in 1862, he was admitted to the Vienna School of Arts and Crafts. He also started the Vienna Secession Society from 1897 to 1908, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And in 1894, he and his brother and another friend of theirs were commissioned to paint the ceiling of the University of Vienna and the Great Hall, which didn't get a lot of good reviews. There was a lot of negative comments from the public about it because they viewed it as too sexual for the time. So in 1908, he painted Der Kuss, or the Kiss. This painting was called the Icon of Love by Gilles Neretz, who wrote a book on Gustav Klimt. So it's a very popular painting. It's called the Icon of Love. It's obviously, you look at these two people embraced as he's kissing her while she's kneeling down, and you just see the love coming from her face. It was during the golden period from 1899 to 1910. Gustav would paint oil paintings, and he would put gold leaves and gold pieces of material onto his paintings to give it more depth and more differential between the two mediums. It had a Venetian influence, so this was going on in Venice at the time as well. They would use a lot of gold in their paintings. And there's a lot of contrast in the painting. If you can see with the two people in the front, the man and the woman, they're very bold and they pop out, but it kind of looks like they're being enveloped in the darkness of the night, as well as there's a meadow underneath them, so it has like a day-night stark contrast. And according to the art story, Klimt was very precarious in the way he did this. He used rectangular shapes and figures on the man for a more masculine look, and he used the round shapes and figures for the woman for a more feminine look. Why is the kiss relevant today? Well, the Vienna Secession, like I mentioned earlier, was the foundation of Klimt's society. He was the co-founder and he was the president. And this secession, what it did is it got a lot of artists who created modern art, which wasn't really liked in this era. And they grabbed people who were poets, sculptors, painters, whatever kind of medium they used, and they decided to create this big exhibition for people to come and look if they want to, or to avoid if they wanted. According to the New York Arts Resources Consortium, this whole exhibit really just seceded from mainstream. They were kind of like the first hipsters of their day. They didn't want anything like what was going on. They didn't want the plain landscapes and buildings. They wanted more raw and powerful material. And this really sparked the public's eye and the way they viewed art and how they saw how powerful it was and how powerful it could be during this time. Klimt really pushed the limits of art, and he really helped shape Vienna for what it is today as it's known in art and culture. And it's really important to be able to understand who Klimt was in this and how crucial he was in this movement. And it also, if you look at this painting, it's a huge portrayal of love. It is called the Icon of Love. And this painting shows, just through the stark contrast and the gold on top of it and through her face and the way he's over her, protecting her from whatever could be happening, just the love in them. And it showed the public that it didn't have to be a sexual or promiscuous or scandalous thing, but it could be a powerful, majestic love between two people. So Klimt was born an artist. He was born into this artistic family to his mom and dad who loved art and grew up and was put into an art school from very little. And he painted this painting, Der Gruß, that is called an icon of love. Vienna might not be where it is today if it wasn't because of Klimt, if it wasn't for Klimt and the way he portrayed his paintings and the way he pushed the limits of art in the day and the society and where it was. Through this just contrast of power and everything, it just really showed society what art could be. He went on doing this, and it lasted till still today. We're looking at his paintings and Der Gruß in general and calling it the icon of love and seeing this and seeing how powerful it can be and how awesome it could be. But because of this, it's just a key piece in Austrian history. In Austria, it's known as the Mona Lisa for their painting, and it will always shape the society and shape the modern art world in the way that he's displayed his art. Whether it shows up in a movie last month or in a textbook, it's just important and awesome to be able to recognize a piece of art and know what was behind it and what went into it. Do y'all have any questions?
Is there an estimated value of how much it costs?
This painting sold for, I don't remember how many, but millions of dollars. About 5 of his paintings during this era have sold for about $315 million total. So he's very, very well liked now. He had to push a little bit to get there, but. Any more questions?
Was the painting really popular in his day, or did it take more time till after he had passed away for it to gain prominence?
That's a good question. So after he painted the ceiling, he painted this a few years later. So it went from a lot of negative comments and no one really liking what he did to loving this era of the golden period and using the gold and the contrast of everything. Good. Awesome.
In the audience.
So you stayed.
Next time. Okay then.